What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Dunk Talk, episode 33. My name is Dylan Haugen, and today I'm here with my co-host, Hunter Castona, and a very special guest. So Hunter's going to introduce himself, then we get to our guest, guys.
Hey guys, Hunter Castona here, 6'1" dunker from Wisconsin. It's been a while since I've been on the podcast and since we've done one of these, but we have our special guest, Ben. So, Ben, if you want to introduce yourself, then we'll get started.
Yo, my name's Ben Hopkins, or at Ben Bounces. I'm a 6'5" dunker from North Carolina.
Yes, sir, guys. So just same thing as always. We're going to be going through Ben's journey. He's kind of taken off in the last couple of years here, so been really cool to see. So we're just going to get right into it. But like Hunter said, it's been a minute. We're going to get back to being consistent soon. Just kind of we're getting adjusted to some new schedules, but we have a lot of people lined up, so we're very excited to get back going. And obviously today is going to be a fun one. So Ben, like you said, dunker. So introduction to kind of like sports as a kid. Like what did you do as a kid, sports wise? Did you play any sports? What were those sports? And yeah.
Yeah, so I started off playing t-ball when I was like 3, which is how I met Travis. So we were on the same t-ball team. And then so I did that for a few years. I stuck with baseball for about a decade. I played from when I was 3 to like 13. And then I did a little bit of dunking just for fun during that time. And then I bounced around like soccer and basketball a little bit after baseball, but it was pretty much just baseball, a bunch of random stuff. And then I started getting into dunking probably right after college or during college at the end of it. So the last like year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I knew you and Travis had known each other for a while, but since three, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, when did you kind of start like getting into, just dunking in general? Didn't even have to be like taking it super seriously, but when did you kind of start, watching clips and stuff like that?
I think around 5th grade. I don't remember exactly how it happened. I don't know if Travis introduced it to me or because he was like the OG dunk kid, is what we call him. But yeah, so me and him were just going to town on like 8 feet or whatever in our driveway around like 5th, 6th grade. I wasn't doing any tricks. I was struggling to dunk on 8 feet. It was hilarious. I wish I had old videos of that, but yeah, we got into it around then. And then I got my first dunk when I was 14 during like a random pickup game in gym class. And then I just kind of spammed one-handers until I went to college. So I never really tried to do windmills, or I didn't really get into like really clipping and doing like the specific trick dunks until college, really.
How tall were
That's
you
that's crazy.
at 14?
I think I was a little over 6 feet. That was
Okay,
definitely after my growth spurt. So I think I was like 6'1".
okay,
That's crazy. I did not know you dunked that early. But
yeah.
did you do anything like leading up to that, like lifting or anything, or is that just kind of it just happened with, maturing physically and whatever?
It just happened. I don't think I touched a weight until high school for my weight training class.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, definitely want to talk about kind of like your progression through high school because I know you really just started taking it seriously pretty recently. But did you progress much throughout high school? And again, I know you said you touched some weights in high school. So did you, do anything in that area or not too much?
I think the little improvements I did make, I did start squatting a little bit and doing some weight room stuff. Like I had no idea what I was doing. My PE coach didn't know what he was doing. I was just I was still getting stronger though because beginner gains are a thing. So that was kind of enough. And I was able to do some off the backboard dunks. There's actually one I want to recreate where I throw it off the backboard, but I do like a reverse. It's super simple, but it's just like that was probably my peak dunk at the time. So I did get a little bit better, but I didn't hit a windmill until 2 years ago.
That is wild.
So
Windmill to Tamallah in 2 years is crazy. But yeah, so did you continue playing sports in high school or did you just kind of do whatever?
I played JV basketball for like a year and a half, but towards the end of high school, I didn't really play sports. No.
Yeah, sounds familiar. Um, a lot of Dunker stories. So yeah, after college, or just like kind of like when did you start taking dunking seriously and kind of start like realizing like that's what you wanted to do and more spend more time on?
So during the pandemic is kind of when I stopped dunking. Like at the end of high school, I was doing the like little off the backboard stuff, and then I just completely went on hiatus because I was at college, pandemic, whatever. And then I got back into it because Travis, you know the cavalry gym we go to, the blue one. He invited me to just go to a session randomly, and it was like the biggest session. Like Jordan Kilgannon was there, all the NC Dunkers were there, like just a ton of people. And I had no idea what was happening, but I just kind of loved the energy, and I thought it was super sick. And I was like, I'm gonna windmill, dang it. And I got like my second windmill. It was terrible because I did it with my right hand, but it was like my second windmill ever in front of Jordan Kilgannon, and I didn't even know who he was yet. I was just
So
like, oh, let's go.
That's so funny.
so did you kind of like fall in love with it again at that point, and then that's kind of when you started getting consistent again, or did you kind of go in like spurts after that as well, or was it just like I'm gonna try to be the best dunker I can?
Yeah, so I can't remember the dates very well. I'm pretty sure that was December, and I started kind of doing it in spurts. And then that summer, once when my college spring semester wrapped up around May, that's when I started seriously like weight training and dunking more often. And then so I was doing like bodybuilding for a little bit and then just jumping with Travis pretty much every week. And then in August of 2023 is when I fully hopped on Jump Master and just did pure dunking stuff.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
yeah, just
Hunter,
having like Travis around. What?
I'm never gonna say for sure again, bro. Hunter bullies me. It's
My,
actually
my me and
crazy.
my dad both bully him because he says for sure probably like at least 15 times every Zoom call or every podcast. And it's the funniest thing. So every time I hear it, I just start laughing. Or like I wasn't in the last one, so it was with him and Donovan. I was messing around. I think he might have had like actually like 15 times he said it.
Nah,
So
bro.
it's
This dude texts me and he's like, "You had 12 for sure in the last podcast," and I was like, "There's no way." And then I literally just was like scrolling through the audio, and I literally hear myself say it like three times within
That's
like
so
scrolling for a
funny.
minute. I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" So never again, bro. Never again. I need to lock in.
Strike one, dude.
Dude, seriously. Um, I actually had a good question, but now I can't remember. Oh yeah. So I know you talked about being left-handed, but you also jump off of your left foot. So first of all, are you left-handed? And then second, like, has that been kind of harder for you to learn certain dunks?
So it's kind of a weird question because I am ambidextrous and I did try to. The thing is, I don't know if I'm naturally ambidextrous or if my parents trained me to be right-handed because I'm too young to remember, but they told me I tried to write with my left hand to begin with, but then they forced me to use my right hand. So I don't know if I just trained my right hand or if I'm naturally ambidextrous or what, but definitely sports, I've always been left-handed. Like baseball, I was a left-handed pitcher. I always shot basketball left-handed, but I do a lot of random stuff with my right hand too. And I don't know if it's because the whole ambidextrous thing or the they just force me to do shit with my right hand all the time. But it does make some dunks hard for sure.
Honestly, that's an advantage, bro. You gotta teach my kids how to write with both hands.
Yeah,
Seems
it'll
like it'd
translate
be,
to dunking, apparently.
yeah, seriously, dude. But yeah, it was super. Like I didn't even know that at the start, and then I saw you like doing like everything left hand, and I was like, oh, like he's doing things differently, and it looks sick. So he must be left-handed. But you still had like some crazy right-hand dunks. I'm trying to remember. Was it at? It was either at Wisconsin or Utah. But bro, one of your one-handers with your right hand just looks ridiculous. Oh, it was at the
Oh, it
show,
was
bro.
Wisconsin. Yeah, it was
Oh my
Wisconsin. It was
gosh,
Wisconsin
Yeah.
show. Head was
that
at the
looked
rim,
wild. That
punched
looked
the crap out of
wild.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, adrenaline is a scary buff. I haven't had that much adrenaline in a while.
Yeah, dude, that show was
It's like
sick.
No, that show was probably the most fun I've ever had dunking. That was so cool.
Yeah, definitely. Almost just slipped up again, but
Yeah, you didn't
um,
say it.
nah,
You
I
didn't
didn't,
say
bro. I
it.
was thinking about it. So again, like you said, you were on formerly Jumpmaster, now Jumpmaster X. So when did you start that, and then what was that like for you? Just kind of like as, a beginner in the, realm of actually like structured jump training.
Yeah, so just starting like the base jump master was really sick just because I don't know. I did a plyometric for the first time in my life. So as soon as I like became more elastic, because up until that point I just only did strength training. As soon as I learned how to power clean and do elastic stuff, I think I gained like 6 inches of vertical in like my first 2 cycles of training or something like that. It was ridiculous because I just my muscles were like, oh shit, ground contact time is a thing. I don't know, but I just kind of shot up after that. And then the dunk technique stuff Jordan has done with me is also a lot because I never did a ton of low rimming growing up. Like the low rimming I did was just one handers on 8 feet. Like it was jumping, but I wasn't doing anything like you were doing, where you're doing like under boats and hide and seeks and all this like crazy stuff I don't know how to do. But I got a lot of jump volume in and all the dunk technique stuff. I feel like I'm making up for it kind of quickly because I have like Jordan and Travis to just kind of tell me everything they've learned and then I can just kind of copy it. So I think that was probably the most important thing getting on Jump Master. That's kind of, I actually just filmed a video for Jordan today talking about the Tamallah progress, but I think that's why the Tamallah progress was really quick because they've both studied the dunk and they can just help me like live on call. But I think that was the biggest thing for me between like switching to actual jump training, just a technique.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you've already got the bounce for like so many 1 foot dunks, so yeah, it's I love coaching people like you in person, like got like with my friends when I'm like lowering or whatever, because it's just so easy. It's like already super athletic. You're just like, oh yeah, change this little thing. So that's super cool. But
Yeah.
yeah, so obviously you went to dunk camp, Utah and Wisconsin this year. So just kind of talk about like what your experience was at both those camps and just kind of what you got out of it.
Gotcha. Definitely doing the contests was the biggest thing because I'm a competitive person, dude. I wanted to win those things. The first contest, I wasn't sure. I just wanted to get the experience in. And when I made it to the finals, my legs were like so shot and I was so nervous. I'm like, I don't think I can do it. Like I hit the J Rich and my second dunk, I don't know if you remember, was just like the one hander. I feel like I couldn't get off the ground. I'm like, I don't think I have the bounce for anything else. Like I was just shaking and tired, but it was the first contest. So I think that went pretty well. And then the second contest, I actually had enough stamina to do the Ziani instead of the one hander. So I got second place on that one because I was just able to learn a lot from the first one. But I love being competitive. Like I want to win those contests. So I think that was the biggest thing just between the dunk camps. I got to thrive with the adrenaline and like the I see other dunkers right next to me. I'm like, I'm gonna beat you. Like I love everyone, but like man, when I'm kind of thinking of like in a contest mode, I'm like, I'm gonna kill you, dude.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
have to have the confidence for it and just try and jump as high as I can.
So going along with that, obviously, like you said, with your North Carolina dunkers, you've obviously dunked with them a lot, and you did that a lot before dunk camp. So what was like the difference between dunking with like them all the time and then coming to dunk camp for the first time? Like, was the energy different? Like, were you nervous about it? Like, kind of what were your thoughts on like just meeting obviously other people as well that you've seen on social media for the first time?
That was one of the most fun parts. Like the dunk camp was great, but being able to just chill and talk to people who I've seen online and learning more about their journeys and their training was some of the coolest stuff. Especially like you never know what people have gone through. Like some people just be like, "Yeah, I tore my hamstring for like, and I was out for a full year or something." And then I'm like, "You jump 45 inches in the air." It's just the things people have gone through. It's pretty like inspiring, I guess, to think that's like, okay, even if I get injured or even if I have these slumps, Like I'm in a little bit of a slump now, but I'm like I'll come out the other side better. Like I like hearing other people's stories and then just kind of trying to use it to motivate myself. So that was a big thing for me, and meeting the other
Yeah.
jump master guys too.
Yeah, I think just like obviously just being there with those guys too, it's like a once in a lifetime, not once in a lifetime, but like obviously you get to see them probably once a year, if that, because some people just don't come back or whatever. But I think like from my journey from like dunk camps is like that's just the best part. Like the dunking obviously is really fun and like that's what we're there for, but just the hangout and just talking to pros, to amateurs, to whoever it is about dunking or just life in general, like that's where a lot of the fun is, like actually after the camp, like those nights and we just like mess around or whatever. Like those I think are like the best times at camp, to be honest, just because again, I mean, like we're all known for dunkers, but then we could kind of just be ourselves, like outside of that.
Like a
Um,
grown men
but yeah,
AU tournament, pretty much.
basically, yeah, that's basically what it is. Yeah, all staying in a hotel and everything like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just that part is like I think the best part. Like if somebody's on the cuff of like going or not going, I think like just hearing stuff like that, like obviously what you said, and then everybody else that we've had on there is just like the time off of dunking is like one of the best parts as well. Even though that's what we're all known for, but
Yeah,
yeah.
like we can only spend so long dunking before our bodies fall apart, unless you're someone in this call. But that's besides the point. Like an
Ah,
indestructible down there.
I can only survive like 2 days a week, bro, and it's getting worse the higher I
I think
jump too.
Hey,
So
it is catching up to you, it seems, a little bit.
hey, it's already caught up to me because I used to be able to do 2 days a week, and then I started getting a little like little aches and pains, and then all of a sudden my sessions are 45 minutes now, and they used to be like 2 hours on average. I'm like, oh, okay. So,
yeah,
I mean, training
Yeah.
definitely goes along with that, but like the past couple of sessions I've had, they've been like less than an hour. I'm like, this is weird.
It's like it
yeah,
doesn't
But
feel right.
yeah,
I mean, you're pretty close to like back on 10, right? You just had that 9-9 under both, which was sick.
yeah. So I'm trying to see
that's
what I'm
so
gonna do this
random.
week, dude. I that's the thing. I
Yeah,
was not expecting that at all. Like I was feeling good like with the warm up jumps. Like I haven't felt that good at warm up jumps for a while.
yeah,
And then there was a little bit of adrenaline factor there because there was a baseball practice, and then they had this like league going on there.
yeah.
Um, so like there was this one guy that came up. He's like, he saw me do like a windmill or something. He's like, "Hey, can you East Bay?" I was like, "Yeah." And then I was like, "Oh yeah, I've also hit it under both before. I've only hit it twice though." And this is before I obviously hit it. I'm like, "Yeah, I've only hit it twice before. It's my best dunk, but like maybe I can do it." And then I hit it East Bay second try, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go for under both.
Screw it.
So then I like bottom middle rim it the first try. I'm like, oh gosh, like that was a terrible thing. So I'll just do it again, whatever. And then I hit it. It was just so random.
Yeah, bro.
But
That's awesome.
We gotta do.
and then I have another dunk that I'm posting very soon here that I've never done before. So stay tuned for that.
Okay.
But I don't know what I'm gonna do this weekend. Definitely close to 10 feet probably. I might raise it up a little bit again, but otherwise I'll probably just do another 9-9 or whatever the rim's at.
Yeah,
But like I'm starting to feel a lot better about like getting back to full potential again. So
yeah, yeah. We
Yeah.
gotta do
No,
full
that's hype.
podcast on the comeback soon. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I'd watch that because I know at Dunk Camp Utah you were in pieces. Like
oh dude,
you couldn't
that
even
was
move.
dude,
You're like
that was the worst like my dunking's ever been, like just feeling wise. Like my back, my knees, and my Achilles was all shot.
yeah,
And they've
yeah.
never been all three. Like I've had like maybe two at once, but like one's really bad, the other's like eh. All three of them were just like, nope, you're done. If you jump one more time, you're breaking everything. So so it's just kind of
Yeah.
like a downhill spiral from there. And then Wisconsin camp, I peaked, and then all of a sudden I've been trying to get back to that level again. So obviously
yeah,
that this past weekend has been a good start. So we'll see where else I can go.
yeah. Almost
But yeah,
there.
feeling pretty good. So
Fingers
Yeah,
crossed, man.
yeah, for sure. So I can't remember what you tested, but I remember you PR'd your vertical by quite a bit recently. All right, bro. I can't. I didn't even realize it either. But what did you test and when was that test? Because I literally don't remember it, but I just remember you PR'd quite a bit this summer.
I tested a 41 at Utah off one. And then off vert, I think it was 33, and then off two was like a 37.
What
But
were
yeah,
those
That's pretty
touches?
good.
And then what's your reach as well?
the 1 foot touch was 11, 10 and a half, and my reach is 8, 5
Jeez,
and a half.
Sheesh.
that's crazy.
So I don't remember the touches on the 2 foot ones. I think it was 11.3 off vert though. I
That's
think.
insane.
That's still crazy.
Yeah,
Bro,
So
you
I
wait,
could
what was
almost
that?
like
Was that vertical off vert?
you said 33.
33.
33.
Bro, you
Okay.
could almost elbow over.
Yeah.
I
That's
want to
crazy.
try it. I want to try it
Dude, you
on the
you
day I'm
you
jumping
probably
high.
could get close. You probably could get
Yeah.
close for sure.
Yeah, the
I meant
elbows
to
feel
ask
weird
you,
right now.
yeah, I meant to ask you because I noticed like Travis like at your sessions but not jumping or whatever.
Hmm.
So what is your current like, jumping days thing? Because I know when I was on Jump Master, it was a little bit different than what I do currently. So just kind of talk about, what your split is looking like.
Yeah, so I don't jump on a weekly schedule like Travis does. Like Travis will jump every Saturday, and that's how it is. But on Jump Master, you jump like I don't even know if I'm allowed or what I'm allowed to say, but you don't
Wasn't
jump
it just like
weekly.
it's like 4 days,
It's
isn't it?
yeah, it's
Kind of
every
something like that.
4 days.
It's like four
So
day
it
weeks
yeah, so you have like a
or
4 day
something like that.
cycle, and you jump at the end, and then you just keep just repeating that 4 day cycle. So the days shift because it's like 8 days instead of seven. So some days I'm dunking with Travis, some days I'm not. Like if there's a big session, I'll usually adjust it so I can land on the same jumping day as him. But usually it'll just land wherever, and we'll just go to each other's sessions and watch and give each other ideas about what to do.
Yeah, that's kind of what I assumed. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Like we're usually just playing Clash of Clans and the other person's dunking.
So kind of going along with like
Crazy.
being at sessions like that, do you guys have like a designated spot that you guys dunk at? Because I know that like, there's been a lot of locations from both of you guys, obviously, but like there's that outdoor court, there's obviously that blue gym. I think there's a YMCA in there, and like there's a couple colleges that you go to. So is there like a specific one that you like always want to dunk at, or is it literally just like let's just go here today, or like how do you guys really do that too?
It's really random. It because the courts have weird hours. Like the YMCA closes at 3 o'clock on Saturday for some reason. You'd think like on the busiest day when everyone's free to be open longer, but nah. So that'll usually be Dallas, that we call it the Dallas court, but that's like the outdoor court. And then sometimes that one is closed if like church is letting out. And then sometimes, and we have to ask coaches to get into any of the college gyms. So sometimes we can, sometimes we can't. But we usually try to get a college gym or we just go straight to the outdoor court. But YMCA isn't great. The floors are kind of slippery, so we
Yeah.
try to avoid that one if we can.
Yeah, I
How do
remember
you
Travis
feel
mentioned
about
that.
outdoor courts, like concrete and stuff like that? How do you feel about that? Because like for me, I don't really like it that much. Like I feel like I jump really low. Like the past couple of times I've done it, I've jumped really low, like lower than all my other sessions like previously. So like I don't know if it's like a mental thing, but like obviously I see you jumping on concrete more than a lot of other guys. So obviously you must have like a little bit of like, oh, I enjoyed a little bit. So like, what are your thoughts on outdoor versus indoor?
Yeah, I'm actually kind of a hater of outdoor. I do it because it's a guaranteed way to just have the court to myself. It's also 3 minutes down the road from my house. So that part is nice. But I do have shin splints when I jump, and on concrete they hurt like way more. Like they flare up way quicker than if I was jumping on hardwood. But I don't know. I feel like I jump the same height, but I usually have to cut my sessions a little bit short. So it's like I don't like it, but if I just need to have a court that day or I don't want to deal with people, I'll just go there. And the rim is way better than the YMCA one. So like the YMCA is super stiff, and then that one kind of has
Yeah.
some give to it, and it sounds pretty good. So kind of just depends on the mood, honestly.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh, bro.
It can't be stopped.
Wow.
Dude, it's just muscle memory at this point. There's no
Yeah.
stopping it. Like there was two other times before like we caught you again, and I didn't say anything, and I guarantee you didn't even know that you said it.
Yeah.
Probably didn't, bro.
I think he's at like six
I'm
or
probably
seven
at
right
like
now.
8. That's so good. Oh my goodness. So speaking of the outdoor court, I know obviously you just hit Tamallah recently. And did you have you hit Tamallah one or two times? Because I feel like I saw another one, but was that just a different angle?
It was just a different angle. I've only hit it the one time,
Okay, cool.
but
But yeah. So in the past like year, kind of like when you said you hopped on Jump Master, what have been kind of like some of the newer trick dunks that you've hit, and then what are some that you're kind of still working towards?
so definitely the one I'm working towards right now is just getting Tamala more consistent and then under both. Like my under both misses looked pretty much identical to my Tamala misses. I just haven't given it as many attempts because Tamala was like the first step because under both is pretty much just almost the same, but just a little bit harder for me. So I want to do Tamala first. So yeah, under both definitely the next one I want to go for. But I think for now, I'm gonna try and just keep doing tamalas, and then on a session I make one, I'll just start doing under boths. I think that's my kind of plan right now. Try and make a second one, get it consistent, and then go straight to under both.
That's
But
kind of what I was gonna ask as well. Like, how do you go about into your sessions? Like, do you have certain dunks you want to hit, or you just kind of go like free, just like whatever I feel like doing at that time, I'm gonna do. Like, do you have like certain dunks that you're like, I want to hit today, or like, I want to hit so many of these dunks today, or is it literally just like I'm just gonna go dunk and see what happens?
yeah, it definitely more often than not, I have a goal in mind. Like there's some sessions where I'm like, I don't know, I just want to jump high and punch stuff. But there are a lot of sessions, Jordan will usually give me something specific to work on. Like right now, the angle I use for my Tamal and J Rich, I jump way lower than my jumps on like my windmill jumps. Like by a pretty significant margin. Like if you look at where my head is at when I do a left-handed windmill or a one-hander or something, and then look at where my head is at when I do a J Rich or a Tamala, it's like 5 inches different. So right now, I'm pretty much just going into every session trying to use like max intent and play with the angle until I can get as high as like my usual left hand windmills. If I can do that, I should just never miss a J Rich again. But I'm struggling a little bit mentally with the cues. So that's like my current goal. And then once I can fix that, I think I'll probably start hitting Tamales kind of consistently. Hopefully, it's a goal.
Yeah, definitely. Um, so I know I was just looking through your Instagram the other day, and I noticed your story highlight about your weight loss or whatever. And I remember you posting about this a few years ago. So just like how much weight did you lose, and then how did you see that kind of affect your jumping?
Yeah, so I lost like 15 pounds over the course of I don't remember how long it took, but it was definitely at least like 3 months. So it was pretty slow weight loss thing. And I got really lean for a little while. And my vert definitely went up and I noticed less injuries because I think there's just less weight and less force my tendon and body has to produce to jump high. But more recently, I've been kind of putting on a little bit more weight because trying to stay lean that long was kind of messing with my general health. Like I was feeling kind of tired way more often. Like I was sleeping for like 10 hours. So I've kind of put on a little bit more weight. I'm hovering back around like 210 now because I think that's a little bit of a healthier weight for me. I've been putting on more muscle. So I think losing the weight definitely helped the most with injuries. And I did see some vert gains, but as far as just like day-to-day life, I think that was a bit too lean for me to be like sustainable and just, going to school and trying to live life outside of dunking too.
Yeah, bro,
Do
definitely.
you ever experiment with your weight? Like obviously you said you got as lean as possible and like obviously you lost weight, but have you experimented like fluctuating through weights or um do you just have like a weight that you're always just like, oh, I feel the best at, I'm just gonna stick at this weight?
Yeah, I've experimented before. I went back up to 215 during a high volume cycle just to put on like as much muscle as I could, like a mini bulk. And then I tried to like cut back down after that. It didn't really work though. I think right now I'm just maintaining around 210, and that has been the best for me so far. Like I just consistently feel better. But yeah, I've experimented a little bit, and then I saw, okay, I should never compare myself to the GOAT, like Donovan Hawkins, but I saw he posted on a story he's shorter than me and is like 220 pounds. I'm like, okay, dude, I can just be whatever weight. I don't care. But all I need to remember, he's just also
Yeah,
built
exactly.
differently. Like,
Yeah,
like he's just built different. I probably shouldn't like bulk super hard just because he's shorter and heavier, but it's tempting, man. I don't like
yeah,
dieting that much.
yeah. I got down. I probably cut like 7 or 8 pounds right before dunk camp, Utah, and it was like it was great for that week. And then after that, I was like, yeah, nah, we're going back up, bro.
Yeah, man.
Because
No,
it
I
yeah.
feel
really it
that.
affects it. It definitely affects it a little bit, but it's like you're either super lean but weaker, or super or not super but a bit heavier and stronger. So it's like you know it's
Yeah.
super cool to see Jordan Kilganon's like weight. He's like jumps the same or around the same at like 165 as he did at like 190 or 180 or whatever. That
Hmm.
just really kind of proves it, but it's crazy.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. Kind of wrap it up. Just kind of like your goals for, short term, obviously, whether it's lifting, dunking, events, whatever, and then just long term as well, where you want to be as a dunker or just in life.
Dang, that's a lot. But I think short term definitely like under both and fixing that angle approach I was talking about earlier. I really want a 500-pound deadlift by like maybe same time next year or something. I'm at 465 right now. So I really want to get that 500. That's kind of my weightlifting goal right now. I hit 4 plate squat like 2 weeks ago, so I'm not really close to any huge milestones there. But the 500 deadlift, and then the end game, really, I just want to do more events and be able to dedicate most of my time to training. So I might like go back to school for PT or like a physical science or something. Just try and do something where I can kind of apply like a living to jump training or if it's any kind of physical training. But the goal is I just kind of want to keep dunking and keep doing events and see where it goes. Like there's still so many dunks I need to learn how to do. Like I still haven't even tried to spin yet. And like a reverse 360 windmill is on that list somewhere. It's just so hard. It's so tough. So I'm like, just one dunk at a time. It's just grind it out, and eventually I'll get there. But yeah, those are kind of my goals right now.
Yeah, definitely, dude. I mean, from what we've seen, you've like every time you go for a dunk, you generally hit it crazy fast. So super excited to, see. Can't wait to see that on both go down. But yeah, that wraps up episode 33, guys. Thank you, Ben, for hopping on. Thank you, Hunter, for coming on as well. Um, yeah, where can the guys find you, man?
You can find me on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, pretty much anywhere. Just at Ben Bounces if you want to check myself out. And love being on the show.
Sure, guys, go give him a follow and subscribe to that YouTube. And yeah, we'll probably get him back in the future for sure. So again, thank you guys for watching. If you're new, subscribe, leave a good review. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out.
Later.